Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams. So this is a special episode. What do I call this? Inter something. What's the word I've used? I don't know. This is a middle kind of episode where Jason and I are going to do a little something special. So Jason has a bit of an outstanding quest to basically go check out the Thieves Guild and see what he can do. So let's start off first of all, as always. Jason, what do you got in your glass tonight?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's a little bit on the nose, but
Okay.
Ardbeg Dark Cove committee release.
Beautiful.
Why? Because I'm so dark.
Because I'm so jealous.
I haven't had this pour in a while. I still have a good amount, and it's right at like the sweet spot, and it's all sorts of Ardbegian gloriousness.
You know what? I poured some one of the Game of Thrones ones just because I'm kind of working on getting rid of them. But yeah. I think once this dram's done, I think I'm gonna pour the Wee Beastie.
This right here, this is how everyone should D&D right here, baby.
Well, if you can get your hands on a committee release Dark Cove, I holy crap, man.
I traded for this bottle a while back, and I've been very, 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 very subtly sipping it. So
yeah, you're gonna let that one last.
That's gonna last as long as I can make it last, and I'll probably. Right now, it's about probably I would say a third of the way down. I'll probably let it get to half at some point, and then maybe transfer to a smaller bottle to make it last.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I saw somebody in the chat had a mojito tonight, and it sounds like a lot of work. I don't know. Like, I'll muddle shit, but making a mojito just seems like a lot. But either way, what's everybody in the chat drinking tonight? As I mentioned, so I've got I mentioned it was just one of the Game of Thrones. This is the Cardew Gold Reserve. It's a single malt, of course.
Yeah.
House Targaryen. So I was listening to a podcast earlier today where somebody was kind of talking about what they would have done rather than have Game of Thrones end the way that they did. And so it kind of got me in the mood to drink some of this Game of Thrones stuff. Although, come to think of it, I should probably switch it up and do the Night's Watch instead. Because it's so dark.
Oh, that's even. Yeah. Oh, now that works. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll switch to that one after.
That's in Alessio's wheelhouse right there.
I like it a lot. So I see Bourbon Bytes is in the chat too. He's drinking some Knob Creek small batch, of course. Game of Thrones Lagavulin. What's up, peeps? Agua like a lame-o. That's okay, Whiskey Mountains. Chances are you did more exercise than I did today. Although I did close my circles, so very important. So, Jason, are you good to go?
I think so. I'm actually just kind of looking back at my notes here just to make sure I have the things I need to. I mean, it's been a while since we revisited the shadow of the Thieves Guild. So kind of you'll have to definitely catch me up and give me a little bit of a recap on the tasks at hand, what I have to do, and yeah, let's get into this. And hopefully tonight I don't die.
Hopefully. All right. So let me kind of give a little quick recap. So I'm gonna kind of glaze over a lot of this because basically what we're doing is we're actually going forward in time just a tad, because it made sense to do this as kind of a me and Jason doing a one-on-one thing, but the group hasn't quite gotten to the time of day that Jason's going to find himself in. So we're going to do a little timey-wimey, or I forget what that's called, little crazy timey stuff going on. So the group made their way to Alowith Harbor after clearing up some of the loose ends, getting paid for their work, and trying to find information about whatever was happening within the Red Sun Inn. Like I said, we'll get back to the group in just a minute, but I need to not say stuff and then try to reread something that's pre-written. Anyway, so the group cleared up a whole bunch of loose ends, and then Alessio finds himself in the Drunken Seal Inn. It's nighttime, and he is sitting in his room alone. He is thinking about his second assignment for entry into the Shadows of Brakoth, which is the name of the local Thieves Guild. Your mission is clear. Sneak into the Tempest Traders, find the secret door, and the rest will become clear. That's all the information that you have. So
Yes.
let me ask you, what would you like to do to prepare um, for whatever comes? Do you have your inventory with you? Like, are you taking your backpack? You going light? Like, think about what you would take to go do this.
Well, I feel like I would take anything that's at my disposal.
Hmm.
I would probably go light on weapons because given it's a thieves guild, I feel like I need to be as light and as nimble as possible in case anything like that comes up. I don't want to under bring any. I want to make sure I bring something that I'm more effective at. So
Hmm.
I would probably leave the bow and arrow at home because it's a little bit more clunky,
Hmm.
and just take my rapier and sword, my small sword, just so I can protect myself if need be, but keep it light.
Okay. I will say that you have a lock on your door, so anything that you leave in your room is reasonably safe.
Okay.
There could always be a monster that crashes through the whole building. Not going to say that that won't happen. So, but reasonably sure that you could lock up anything that you'd like. So,
Okay.
keep that in mind. Whatever you choose not to take in your inventory, you don't have to delete it from your inventory, but just keep it in mind. All right.
All right.
So,
Got it.
so first things first. Are you first off? Are you leaving the seal? Are you like where? What do you want to do?
Well, I think at this point, I just want to. I feel like Alessio is just going to kind of collect his thoughts, think about every single item he has at his disposal, and then once he kind of makes his plan, the problem is I don't have I don't have a lot of information. Exactly what you told me.
Mhm.
Go there, find the secret door, and then everything else will be revealed to me. So I feel like I just have to, knowing Alessio, it's like, all right, let's just do this shit. So I'm ready to go.
All right, excellent. So, as you exit the Drunken Seal, you walk down the street of Alowith Harbor. It's not a far walk to get. Oh, so I probably should have said. I know I said it was nighttime, but it's roughly about 10 o'clock at night. So it's pretty dark. The moon is out, but it's not entire. Like it's not cloudless skies. There are the occasional cloud that will go overhead. So it's not a far walk to get to the Tempest Traders, and it's literally across the street. So if you look
Yeah,
at the map here, cool,
literally right there. Yeah.
literally right there. All right, so the Tempest Traders is a two-story building, the sides of which are made of stone for the lower level and wood for the upper. There's since it's a two-story building, you kind of can look around and you notice there's some windows in the front, a couple on the side. There's a low flickering light in the upstairs and a white glow emanating from a sword in the window on the main level.
A white glow emanating from a sword.
Yes. So that this is something that you guys never ended up getting into the Tempest Traders, so never took the time to describe it, but easy enough to see the front of the store. There is kind of a notable piece that's in the window. It's kind of a showpiece, if you will. And
Okay.
it's a very fancy looking sword. It's actually a rapier. Big surprise there. But
Oh,
but
color,
it
color me intrigued.
it does seem to be kind of the focal point of this store. Um, Something to know, just something that you would know as a character living in this world, is that although magic items are around, they are not extremely common. So to have something like this is kind of a point of pride of the Tempest Traders. So that's why they're kind of displaying it out in the open. You imagine it'd probably be pretty expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going
Uh,
to load just while we're talking about this. So I'm going to load us into kind of the next screen. So you are going to be kind of in the front of the building, but we'll talk about what you'd like to do. You can see here, so you're out in front of the building. It's nighttime. That glow kind of coming from the right, you can see through parts of the building. Those are where the windows are. And anybody listening at home, just give me a quick check on the sound. I do have music playing, and I want to make sure it's a good volume. Should be. And at this point, I'm going to shut up and let you tell me what you'd like to do.
Ooh. I love this layout so far. It looks great.
Thank you.
I think right now I just want to approach the door, or actually, so I noticed that one side is dark, the other side is light.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a window on the dark side?
So using the map, are you thinking like left, right? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. You could
So,
also use X to point to
so
things.
from my vantage point, it would
Hmm.
be to the left,
Yep.
but probably to Alessio's would be on the right.
Okay. So over here is where you're talking about, roughly?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So basically where it goes dark, kind of those sharp edges, that's just the corners of the building. So the darkness is also kind of your visual point of view. So you
Okay.
can't see around the building without actually traveling around the building.
Okay, got it. So I think first what I would like to do is maybe take a little, since it's nighttime, I think I want to explore around the building and look for different ways in.
Okay.
I don't think I want to go right straight for the back door and be like, "Hey, Alessio's here." So I think what I want to do is just look for maybe some other ways in that might be a little bit more roguey, for lack of a better word.
Sure. So I can kind of help you get a better sense of the building, and I'm going to try my hardest. I know sometimes I lead you guys a bit, but now that you're all level 3, I'm going to let you kind of make your own bed. But feel free to ask any questions that you want.
Sure.
Okay. So I did just fiddle with the music. I heard people saying they couldn't hear it. So if you let me know again if you like it. But all right. So you are in front of the building. As I mentioned, it's a 2-story building. There are windows both on the bottom front and the top front. Up in the top, you see that kind of flickering light on the bottom left. So facing the store, you can see it. You see that sword that's emitting kind of a whitish glow. Around the side that you're heading towards, you do see, I mean, you're kind of not quite there yet, but if you go a little bit further, you'll notice a little outcropping on the side of the building.
Okay. What do we got on the back of the building?
Well, so you guys didn't really make it a point to come scout the building earlier in the day. Yep. So you don't know.
Okay. So is there a way, so can I investigate the back of the building to look for ways in?
Well, so let's do this. So if you're going to be kind of walking around the outside of this building, it's 10 o'clock at night. You're not exactly dressed, you're dressed in black. you look a little conspicuous. So why don't you make me a stealth roll and we'll kind of go from there.
All right, let's do that. Oh, not bad.
Man, fantastic. So you rolled a 25. So you're this level 3 rogue.
Nobody can see me ever.
I know. You're actually not even in the campaign. You're somewhere else. So
here we go.
All right. So very deftly you move, light as a feather. You're kind of quickly walking across the grass, using some of the trees and some of the barrels and crates outside the building to hide yourself. So you see an outcropping, kind of out the left side of this building, and it's made of stone. It appears to be kind of a secondary entrance. To kind of continue on with such a high roll, let's say that you do a quick little tour around the building. You are invisible. You have no worries there. So around the building, you see there's really only the 2 entrances, unless you start considering alternative methods of getting into the building. There's the front door and the side door.
All right. Well, being Alessio is a rogue, I don't think I want to go through the front door. So let's try the side door.
Okay.
See if it's locked, see if it's not locked, and let's see what we can do here.
Cool. All right. Occasionally I'll just move you too. So, all right. So there's a door in front of you. It's made out of wood. It is definitely locked, or at least appears to be. You have not yet touched the door because that's up to you. But there is a lock on the door. So what would you like to do?
Well, first I test the lock to make sure it's locked. So.
Mm-hmm. And how do you do that? Just try to turn the knob?
I slightly turn the knob as quietly as I can. Just kind of grip it slightly, just turn it, see if there's any give to it, or see if it's locked.
Okay. Very quietly, you're able to do that, and it's definitely locked. The doorknob does not really budge at all.
All right. Well, given my mission, I kind of lean into the door, try to listen to make sure I don't hear anyone on the other side.
Okay. Roll perception for me.
Okay.
All right. So you do not hear anything on the other side. It's not a very thick door, so you're pretty confident that you would hear something if there was something there.
Okay, so with nobody on the other side, nobody really sees me. I got that really freaking sick stealth roll.
Sure did.
Let's try to pick this lock and see if I can get in.
All right. So go ahead and so we're gonna roll lock picking. So you are proficient with thieves' tools.
Yes.
So first, well, so you could just open up your inventory and click on like the lock picking kit, and that will do a lot of the hard work for you.
Lockpicking. Let's see, where's that?
And just for the viewers at home, you shouldn't be seeing much of anything.
So, just thieves' tools?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I got it. Use thieves' tools. Okay.
Yep. All right. A 10. So, again, maybe it's a little dark. Can't really see a whole heck of a lot, but it takes you a little bit of time. But you do eventually get through the door.
Okay.
So definitely a little bit longer than you'd like. Maybe, honestly, probably like 7 or 8 minutes to pick this lock. It took a while.
Oh, man. Running out of time. All right, so...
oh, yeah, I should probably open the door for you, huh? There you go. No, you didn't earn it. All right, so inside the door, you see kind of a tile floor, more stone than tile. And it seems to be just kind of maybe a little loading room to leave some barrels or
barrels
something.
Of whiskey?
Well, you don't know, but perhaps. You get the feeling that this is probably where people can leave items securely if they deliver it in off times.
Okay, so I'm just gonna head in. So
okay.
I'll go into the room here.
Okay.
And it looks like there's another door.
There sure is. Very similar looking door. Yet another just basic lock wood door. Maybe looks a little bit more secure, but it's not like a giant bolted thing. So,
all right, so I want to do the same. I want to do the same thing. I kind of want to test it, make sure if it's locked or it's open. Make sure there's nobody else on the other side. So I listen first.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception again for me.
You got it.
All right, with a 16. So, you put your ear up to the door and you listen, and you hear a noise, but can't really quite tell what it is. It sounds perhaps like snoring, but not quite right.
Snoring?
It sounds kind of like, and just over and over again, but very, very slow, quiet.
Okay. All right, so now I check the door. I'm going to try to turn it to get into it. So I move the handle slightly, and the door is...
Door is locked.
Door is locked. All right, so I'm going to try to pick this lock as well.
Okay.
Let me get my thieves' tools and use the thieves' tools.
All right, 17, no problem. The door clicks open, and you open it up. But before you open it up, are you? So it's okay that you saw it. Like, I mean, you could peek through. That's not a problem.
I didn't see much. I only saw like 2 tables. That's it.
That's okay. So
okay.
I guess what I meant to say is I don't want to open the door for you. What are you doing to get through the door? Are you busting?
So what I want to do is actually open the door. Since there was a noise on the other side, I want to open that door as quietly as possible and really kind of peek my head in, see if I can hear anything even better before I kind of work my way in and start exploring.
Okay. I mean, I can tell you, even with a 16, that's about as good as you're gonna get.
Okay.
So you're still hearing the noise, and even when you were picking the lock, you didn't hear the noise change at all.
Okay.
That's really it. I will say that you don't see any sort of light other than a little bit of that white light kind of beaming underneath the door frame, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of other lights conflicting on the inside.
Well, if I don't hear steps or anything, nobody moving around, then I want to go in the room, obviously as quietly as possible.
Okay. All right, so we'll open the door here.
Okay.
All right. So now that we're inside, why don't you give me another stealth roll?
Oh God.
All right.
And I knock over a lamp and set the place on
fire. So even with a critical, even with a 1, you still rolled an 8 because your stealth is pretty mighty. The snoring noises stop, and you hear what sounds like some sort of hooves or some sort of hard material scraping against the wooden floor.
Oh. Is there a friggin' horse in here?
So I would say, whatever was making that noise seems to be moving.
Okay. All right. So what I want to do, I guess, is I'm trying to, since the room isn't really lit, I'm trying to figure out what part of the room the noise is coming from.
Sure. So let me tell you a little bit more about this room. So you haven't quite entered yet, so you're not going to get everything. But one thing that you do notice is that there's a very distinct smell to this room. It smells like cinnamon and sandalwood and garlic, which is a very strange combination, but not entirely weird when you consider that this is just a general store. The room is only lit from the glow of the sword, but you can tell that the layout is very utilitarian. There's tables filled with stuff and boxes, crates, etc., all painted with these big black letters saying kind of what's in them. And you get the sense that nothing really stays here too long. It seems to be made to just move material. Things probably come off the ship, come in here, get bought.
Yep. So I think for me, so my mission is to find a secret entrance, correct?
Your mission is to find a secret entrance somewhere within the Tempest Traders.
Oh, yes, somewhere within the Tempest Traders. So I think what I want to do...
Stop looking at the chat.
Wait, what?
I said stop looking at the chat.
I'm not looking at YouTube.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I saw you commented in the chat. I just don't want anybody to ruin anything for you because they're...
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So, totally...
Yeah. So,
okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think what I want to do is, I'm not like that sword. Obviously, is piquing my interest.
Mm-hmm.
But since there's such a glow from that sword, that could make me. So I'm not sure I want to go near that sword quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to stay on course for my mission. So I think what I want to do is kind of go maybe keep along the wall here. So if I'm going into the room to my right and kind of work my way along the wall by those crates and see if there's something either in the crate or maybe behind the crate in order that could key me to a possible secret area.
Okay. So why don't you move yourself a little bit and kind of show me where you're talking about? Just because there's a few crates in here, I want to make sure I'm understanding.
Along down this way, with the crates down along this wall here.
Okay. So those crates are actually they're coils of rope.
Okay.
Yep. And there's quite a few of them. There's some nets. There's just general fishing supplies as well.
Okay.
So something else I'll just mention is roll perception for me real quick.
Sure.
Because whatever's in here hasn't forgotten about you. You see a pig. Kind of a pig. A little pot-bellied pig. Stand up from behind the counter across the room, and he looks right at you.
This is why I wanted bacon.
Now, because he doesn't know you, he doesn't recognize you, and he starts charging directly at you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you're amazed at how quickly a pig can go from standing to running. As this pig is charging you, what would you like to do? You've only got a second to decide here.
So since he's charging at me, the first thing I want to do is kind of maybe, since I'm so athletic, I want to kind of jump and kind of flip over him just to see what happens. And if he comes back at me, well, I have other plans. But let me try to dodge and jump over him first.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics for me. Or,
Okay.
yeah, do acrobatics.
Athletics or...
Acrobatics.
Oh, yeah, acrobatics. I got it.
Because you're doing a flip.
Yeah, here we go. Okay.
All right, no problem. You have trained doing flips for quite a bit of your life. So this pig charges at you, and you do a little flip over his head.
Okay.
He skids to a stop, and he turns around and starts looking at you again.
Oh, Jesus.
The square off with the pig in the demonstrators.
So now I unsheath my rapier, and I show him, like, I don't want to kill you, pig. But if you charge me again, Alessio Morte will kill you. Obviously, he doesn't understand a fucking word I'm saying.
Well,
I'm hoping he sees it. So it's your move, pig.
So I'd say you have two choices here. You could either try to intimidate the pig, or you could roll for animal handling. Either one, and we'll see what happens.
I'm going to go with intimidation since I'm pretty proficient in that. So let me, I'm showing him my sword. So let's intimidate him. Oh, I had a 17. Come on.
He starts charging you again.
He's not scared.
He's not scared of you. He appears to be protecting this place.
Oh,
what would you like?
I don't want to leave a mess either. Oh my God. Is it too late? Is it too late to try animal handling?
Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can dodge him again, and we'll see what happens.
Dexterity. Okay, got it.
All right, so you dodge out of the way. You kind of knock into this table a little bit, but mostly silently with such a high roll. You rolled a 17, so he does kind of nick your leg a little bit, and I think you should take well, let's see. I'll do a d4 of damage. Oops, I did 2. That's okay. 3 damage. So he kind of, what's the word? He bludgeons your leg with his stupid head. So although you dodged pretty well, in order to keep your feet and avoid making sound, the DC was a bit harder. So I'd say you've got one more chance if you wanted to animal handling him.
All right, I'm gonna roll animal
intimidation
handle.
Didn't work.
Oh man.
Oof, your rolls are brutal tonight.
Well, I mean, I started off hot. They're not working out here.
Right? I know, right?
It's always when I'm against something, the rolls just go to shit.
All right, so this pig, again, he charges into you, and he knocks you right back onto the table here. While you were attempting to be, here, piggy, piggy, or whatever, he charges right into you and knocks you onto the table, and you make a loud noise.
Oh, God.
What would you like to do?
Well, at this point, I have to attack the pig because he's being kind of relentless.
Okay.
So I take out my rapier and attack the pig.
All right, a 19 definitely hits, and you do 7 points of damage to the pig.
Oh my God.
All right, the pig is having none of that, and he runs the hell away, and he runs up these stairs.
Oh, okay.
And if there was anything that you wanted to try to do in that moment that he ran away, tell me now.
No, just let him go. I want... That fucking pig can go back to bed wherever the hell he is.
All right. You hear the sound of jingling keys in the front door.
Oh, shit. So somebody's obviously coming in, so that means I gotta freaking hide. So, so right behind here. So if you're looking at the screen here, Dungeon Master, I see it almost looks like a bar on the other side, or maybe a desk.
So are you talking about the counter kind of on the right hand side over here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to kind of jump back there and hide.
Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and place yourself wherever you'd like, and then do another stealth roll for me. Okay. You hear the door unlock.
Hold on, I can't get off the table.
Oh, that's my fault. There's walls and stuff. Okay, got
it. All
right. So go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me.
Okay. There you go.
18. All right, that's very good. The door opens, and
Mhm.
in walks a guard.
Okay.
And he looks around. He doesn't really see anything. And he starts kind of walking. He walks near the counter. And he's going to make a quick little roll here.
Quick roll.
Just a quick roll. Just a little one. All right. He continues to walk past the counter. And he sees a little bit of blood on the floor. He gets real concerned. He sees it heading over to the stairs here.
Okay.
And he charges up the stairs and disappears.
All right. So the pig and the guard both ran up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Oh God. Okay.
What would you like to do?
So while they're up the stairs, I'm kind of checking. I want to check back here as quick as I can to see if there's any secret entrance behind the counter.
Okay.
So
make an investigation roll for me.
Okay.
So you look around a little bit. You look at the floor, looking for trapdoors, looking for buttons, looking for anything, and you do not see anything. You're convinced that there is nothing over here.
Okay. So nothing there. Explain to me, Dungeon Master, are these stairs that go up to the counter, or does that go downstairs somewhere?
So those are little tiny stairs, which, being the clever lad that you are, you guess that those are about pig-sized stairs to get up onto the counter.
They're pig stairs. Okay.
They're pig-sized stairs.
Everybody watching, #pig stairs. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Now, something that you would know if you... Well, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's say roll an intelligence check for me. Let's see how well you remember a few nights ago after drinking quite a bit.
An ability check?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. A 10 was what you needed. So you remember them saying that there was the Snortimer's stout that you drank the other night? You remember them saying that there was a pig that lived at the Tempest Traders, who was basically the pet of the owner. And that was who they named the beer after.
That's right. That's right. So I almost attempted to kill the famous pig. That's great.
I'd say you did more than attempt. You stuck that pig like a friggin' pig. I mean,
all right.
So you hear from upstairs. You hear the guard say, "Snortimer, are you okay? What happened?" And then you hear some movement.
Don't tell me Snortimer answers him.
You don't hear much else, but you do hear just footsteps above you. Like there's something going on upstairs.
All right. Okay. So I feel like at some point someone's gonna come down the stairs in any minute. So before that happens, while the guard is inside and the pig is upstairs and they're both upstairs, I need to check out that sword as quick as I can.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna walk over to the sword. So you walk to the sword, and you notice it has a. Where did I put this sword? There we go. So there's a little plaque underneath it, and it's called the Moon-Touched Rapier. It's got a little plaque that says, "Within the Feywilds, surrounded by a serene forest that exudes a deep sorrow, there is a pool that reflects the moon Leosite, and with unmatched intensity. This sword was discovered resting just beneath the waters and glows when Leosite rises in the heavens." So Leosite is the name of the celestial body, the moon.
Okay. Leosite.
Mm-hmm.
I got to write that down. Leosite.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially that's the name of the sword?
So the name of the moon is Leosite. The rapier itself is just called a moon-touched sword. Moon-touched rapier.
Okay.
If it has a name, you don't know it.
All right. I want that sword so fucking bad right now, but I feel like that's not the mission. I feel like I need to continue to explore And if I have time when I leave, maybe I can figure out how to get the sword. But I feel like maybe the sword will lead me to whatever the hidden thing is. Being it's a thieves guild, maybe the thieves want me to take this sword in order to open something up. So I attempt to pick up the sword.
Okay. So you reach out, you touch the sword, and you feel this dread kind of come over you.
Oh,
Something is
God.
very off with the sword. Make a wisdom saving throw for me. All right, so you rolled a 9. So you kind of shake it off a little bit, and you think better of it. You let the sword go. I'm not going to tell you can't try again, but for the moment, something in your body retracts your hand.
Okay, well, that didn't make me feel very good.
I will say that you're running out of time. I'm being pretty loosey goosey here because you jumped over the table, you look at the sword, you grab the sword, like it's pretty quick. But
yeah,
you're gonna run out of time pretty soon.
All right, so I start. Can I investigate around the sword, see if I could find a secret passage?
Sure. Roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. Risky whiskey. Risky whiskey.
All right. So you rolled a 1 and you had a +1, so you got a 2. So you're risky whiskeying. Rolling another. Oh, a natty
Much better.
20. A natty 20. All right. So with a natural 20, as you look around the sword and you see the waves of white kind of washing out from it, you look around the room and you see not really a whole heck of a lot. You don't see any sort of buttons or any switches or anything really special that makes you think there's anything to do with the sword. In fact, I'd say you're positive with a natty 20. The sword is there because it's special.
And that's it. All right. So we had nothing behind the counter, nothing in the room. I guess I have to go upstairs.
Well, so just because I want to make sure that I'm not misleading you, so you did not investigate everywhere within the room, only because you said nothing within the room. You have not investigated all of the major points of interest.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I actually just noticed something within the room, which is probably like exploring rooms 101 for hidden shit. I want to look under the carpet or the rug here. There seems to be an area rug that's in the middle of the room. I feel like I want to investigate or at least look under there for any sign of a secret passage.
Okay. So roll. You know what? I won't even make you roll. So you lift up the carpet and you notice there is some etching underneath the carpet that says it's Thieves' Cant, and it just says Tempest Traders in Thieves' Cant. Not sure what you make of that. That's up to you. But it's very clearly something.
In what? In
Thieves' Cant. Cant, C-A-N-T. It's a language only used by thieves, like rogues. If you look, it's one of your languages. Basically, the idea is that it's like a double talk thing. Like you could talk, and if somebody understands Thieves' Cant, they'll understand like a hidden message underneath the words.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
if you remember in your first episode, you had drawn something using Thieves' Cant outside of your door, so that the Thieves Guild would know where to find you.
Yeah. So obviously that's a message. So it says, so it just has the name of the
building that you're in.
Traders, but written in Thieves' Cant.
Correct. Underneath the rug.
Okay. Well, it's a pretty large rug. I mean, did I look underneath the whole thing, and that's all I found? Yep. Okay.
So the rug seems to only have that as a clue. I'd say I'm going to give you 2 more things to inspect in this room before it's going to be a problem. that guy's upstairs.
Okay, so Thieves' Cant underneath the rug. Can you tell me exactly which part of the rug is it the middle, the top, or the bottom?
So it's closer to the bottom. So down here. I'll actually.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. Well,
So
yeah.
you found it right about there.
All right, that helps. So it's in Thieves' Cant.
You got your secret decoder ring, and you could tell that it said, Tempestrators.
Okay. So I know that the thieves have been there. Can I check for any loose floorboards where the writing is?
So I'll include that as part of the other piece, just because you rolled so high. So
Okay.
with your other investigation. So no, there's some loose boards, but nothing that's clearly like pull this board up and go in a tunnel.
Ah, Jesus, dude. Shit. What the hell do I do next?
Dig in the music, by the way.
Yeah, the music is kind of cool.
Yeah. Hopefully the people at home
also,
Mhm.
So there's that big long table that's right there.
Yep.
I actually want to kind of look underneath the table on the top, like go under the table and look up to see if there's anything is etched or there's any clues underneath that.
All right, roll me an investigation with advantage. Because at this point, you've got adrenaline pumping. This is probably the last thing you're going to look at.
Yeah. Okay. So investigation. Let me have it. Oh, I got it here.
So with advantage, so you can roll one more time. In the future, I think you can hold down shift when you click. Oh, well, that's good. All right, so with a 19, so you don't see anything underneath the table, but what you do see is kind of around where your feet would be, near this bookcase here, you see the slightest glint of a flicker of what looks like green light.
Green light?
Yeah, so like if you were looking at a bookshelf and you kind of went down on the ground and looked underneath the bookshelf, there's, it's got the normal thing. Like you could see underneath the bookshelf, and there appears to be just a little hint of green light.
Okay, so since I'm down on the ground, I'm kind of looking. I kind of crawl quietly over to the bookshelf.
Okay.
And all right. I kind of put my hands underneath, and I want to see if it either pulls out and I feel like there's I feel some air coming out from underneath with that where that light is coming from. So
okay.
I start kind of pulling on the sides of the bookshelf to see what happens if anything actually opens.
So here's the weird thing about the bookshelf. Whereas a normal bookshelf, I mean, you're not a weak guy. You would be able to move a bookshelf even full of books. This thing doesn't move at all. It's almost as if it's just completely bolted to the wall.
Completely bolted to the wall?
Yes. So the bookshelf does, like, if you were in front of a bookshelf, you could kind of duck walk it if you needed to, even if it was super heavy. This thing does not move whatsoever.
All right. So
roll investigation for me.
Okay.
All right, with a 12. So some of the you notice on the shelf there's several books, and you kind of start looking at them, and some of the names kind of stick out. So there's Rebels and Friends, Phantoms of Reality, The Touch, Unity Vespers, Wolves of the Land, and Fish of Dreams, among others. But those strike you as important.
I think The Touch does. So okay. I'm gonna look hard at the book that says The Touch and actually maybe give it a little bit of a pull.
All right. So you put your fingers kind of on the top of the book and you pull it, and it comes away from the wall. And it just, that's it. Just kind of loosely flows kind of out from between the books.
Okay, so it's not attached to anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What can you
Sure.
read the names of the other books?
So the other books are Rebels and Friends, Phantoms of Reality, Unity Vesper, Wolves of the Land, and Fish of Dreams.
man.
Roll another investigation for me, just to see something.
Okay. Oh God.
Not much.
Not.
7 doesn't get you much.
All right. Well, let's pull out. Can I try the Unity one? Because I feel like that's something that the thieves are.
Unity Vesper. So you pull on Unity Vesper, and you hear a click, and the bookshelf loosens a little bit and slides forward just a tad from as if it's hinging on the side. There is a hidden door behind it that opens up for you.
Oh shit.
Just to add a little dramatic tension here, you start hearing the footsteps up above and some discussion of what happened to my pig? And I don't know. There's blood on the floor outside, or downstairs, and then you hear them starting to run towards the stairs, and you hear.
Well, immediately, I slide my way into that secret door because I don't want them to see me.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Close the. If there's a way to pull back behind me.
Good decision. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you shut the bookshelf behind you. You shut the door, and you do it fairly quietly. You're very confident that they did not hear that. However, you hear their footsteps, and you hear them outside. Make a stealth roll for me.
All right, Alessio. All right, I'm good at
13.
stealth.
Yeah. You hold your breath, and you don't move an inch, and you wait, and you hear the sound of a woman complaining and, kind of coddling an animal and oh, my little baby, oh my gosh, what happened to you? And the guard says, we'll look around, and you hear him charge out kind of through the side door. You hear ka-chunk, ka-chunk as the doors close behind him. So you are now in a small room that seems much too thin to be anything other than a hidden room. It's clearly designed to be hidden from the outside for anybody kind of judging the size of the building. And even here, the walls are almost touching your body as you're just kind of standing there. And there's these 2 torches that illuminate the room. And you see a set of stairs over to your right, with a plaque hanging above them.
All right, well, I'm going to go towards the stairs and take a look at the plaque after I take another sip of Dark Cove. This is crazy. Okay.
Awesome. All right, stop. Cool. I have a trigger on the stairs that will take you to the next spot. I'm like, no. All right, so anyway, the plaque reads, sometimes between platinum and mercury, silver is your new friend, but old friend is me.
So platinum, somewhere between platinum and mercury is silver.
So it's 2 lines. First line says sometimes between platinum and mercury. Second line says silver is your new friend, but old friend is me.
Old friend. So that means gold.
Is that what you're...
So that's where I'm thinking. So that means do I have to make like almost a monetary donation in gold to open something up? I'm thinking Alessio is thinking gold.
Okay. Alessio's thinking gold.
So,
you think real hard.
Real hard.
Okay. Nothing's happening with thinking hard.
Well, I mean,
I know, I'm half joking, but I'm just saying, like, something, you have to do something or say something, or something needs to happen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, if it's
or you walk down the stairs. Like, I'm just saying it's a plaque. It just says stuff. So.
Oh, it just says something. I haven't walked down the stairs yet.
Correct. You're basically stopped at the top of the stairs, looking at this plaque, thinking about the words.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Let's go down the stairs then.
Okay. So, you step on the stairs, and the ground shifts beneath you. As the stairs collapse into a slick surface, you begin to slide, and you land hard on the dirt floor.
Okay.
So, go ahead and move your character 1 to the right. All right, cool. So you come sliding down, landing hard right on your butt, right in a big pile of dirt. Um, probably not the slickest way to get down, but you got down here. So
I got down here. Yep.
You got down here. All right. You so it smells a little bit damp, like just mildew, whatever. And the walls are covered in moss. And a somewhat derelict boat sits next to a small stream. A plank covers the stream.
So I'm looking around, and it's surprisingly I see light bulbs, like the place is lit.
So those are basically torches on the walls. They kind of look like light bulbs, but yeah, they're torches. Like it is well lit down here.
Yeah, it's well lit. So I would like to investigate the boat just to see if it's been used recently.
Sure. So you look at the boat and go ahead and make an investigation.
Okay.
Okay. So because you told me what you were looking for, the DC was slightly lower, but you still rolled a 12. So, I mean, you're looking at a boat. So the bottom of the boat actually is a little bit more wet than just what the ambient air is. You feel like it's probably been used within the last few hours. And the oars, the oars are mostly dry, but there's a little bit of water in the bottom of the boat. Doesn't seem to be anything abnormal about it, though.
Okay. All right, so for me, I want to walk across the plank. I want to keep heading forward. So I go across the plank here.
All right. So when you're about halfway across the plank,
okay.
Roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh God, what's happening to me?
You're not a very cautious rogue, are you? I will learn you, Jason. So you rolled a 21, which is fantastic. So you feel the ground start to move and start to tilt very quickly, but you react even quicker, and you jump forward and you land on the opposite shore as you see this plank kind of just flop over to the side. Appears to be trying to just launch you into the river. So that was it.
So was that a booby trap? Oh my God, booby trap.
Totally booby trap.
Okay. All right. Well, that will. Thank God I rolled well, because that would have been terrible. So so I do see there's a door here on my left as I'm walking across. But before I do that, I want to investigate the desk here on the side.
Sure.
On my right, to see if there's any clues here.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Okay.
15. Wonderful. So you look at the table, and obviously being a table, there are 4 legs on this table. Of the 4 legs, 3 of them have markings on them. One of them has 3 little ticks. Another one has 1 little tick, and the other one has 2 little ticks.
What do you mean ticks?
So think like tallies.
Oh,
like scratches. Scratches.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, not ticks like little bloodsuckers. But to give you a hint, so the from where you're standing right now, the top right one has 3, the bottom left has 1, and the top left has 2. This one has nothing.
No, so 3, 2, 1, and then 0. It's almost like a countdown. Okay. This is fascinating. Okay. So 3 ticks, 2 ticks, 1 tick, and then 0.
So just to make sure you understand. So the one closest to you has, what did I say? 3, 0, 2, 1.
3, 0, 2, 1. Okay.
So, I mean, you're inferring that there's an order to these, and I just want you to know that they're just marks on the legs of the table. Whatever order I read it to may not matter, is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. All right. So nothing with the chair, nothing under the desk when I rolled investigation. Nothing.
Nothing else struck you as strange.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep. So I'm kind of keeping the ticks in mind to see if that may come up later down the line. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I need to investigate the ground leading up to the door. I want to check for footsteps.
Excellent. Actually, very easy. Not even going to make you roll for it. There are very clearly footsteps. Quite a few of them. The ground is pretty soft and wet. It's like gravelly, so you could see people's footsteps.
Oh God. Okay, great. There's a bunch of folks down here. So clearly nobody wants me to pass that the booby trapped plank there. So they clearly don't want to be followed. But being Alessio Morte, man of my skill and intimidation, I'm going to check on that door.
Okay.
And just like before, I kind of want to listen for the other side to see if there's any, if I'm hearing any sound. So, should I perception or investigation again, Bill, or what do you tell me?
Perception.
Okay.
All right. So you rolled a 6 on your perception. You hear something, and it sounds like the murmur of voices, but intentionally very quiet.
Okay.
With a 6, you can't make out any words, though. You just kind of
yeah.
So
I do. So there are people back there.
You can assume there are people.
Yeah.
There's dragons.
Or it's a whole fucking gathering of more pigs. All of Mortimer's friends. Let's see here. All right, so I have an idea. I don't know if this is going to work.
Okay.
So I have the spell Minor Illusion. I'm wondering if I can pick the lock and then use Minor Illusion to disguise myself as the pig.
All right. Give me a sec here to read Minor Illusion, because I think Minor Illusion is more to like make like a little something. You can create a sound. You can create an image of an object such as a chair, muddy footprints, or a small chest. So here's the thing. So with Minor Illusion, especially being a cantrip, it's supposed to be something fairly simple. So like what I'll let you do is, if you wanted to, you could make an illusion of Snortimer, but it won't move, it won't make any noise, it won't do anything, it'll just be there.
Okay. Well, I mean, before I need Mortimer, let me
Snortimer, by the way. Snortimer.
Let me see if
because he's a pig.
let me check the door, and is it door locked?
Well, so tell me what you're. Oh, well, actually, all right. So let me explain this door to you. So, on the door, there is a picture of what appears to be kind of the front face of a piece of gold. So there's a typical etching that you'll see on the front of a piece of gold. It's right there. Fairly large. On the left, where there would be a doorknob, there's actually 4 little slides. Think like on a hotel door. And they all are locked, but there are 4 little notches on the right above the top one. Was that clear? I can re-explain that if you'd like.
Yeah, re-explain that again.
Sorry, sure. All right, so picture the door. It has 4 deadbolts. Think of it like that.
4 deadbolts. Got it.
Right.
Okay.
And each one is controlled by a slide. The slide above the top slide, there are 4 notches in the door, indicating, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's 4 slides. Can it wink?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to need the pig right now. I think I need to. So, I feel like maybe the desk was a clue for maybe the order of how I need to open the locks. So, so it was. Did I write the order down? I don't know if I wrote the order down.
Okay, I can tell you again. So it's 3, 0. I forget if it was 3. Let's go 3, 0, 1, 2. Pretty sure that's what it was.
3, 0, 1, 2. So how many locks are there, Bill? There's 4?
Yep.
All right. All right, so what I want to do is actually I want to try to move the locks in that order. So
okay.
I'm going to go the third one, then the bottom one, then the top, then the first one, and then the second one in that order.
All right, hold on. So you're going to do the third one, and then, so starting at the top, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct.
Tell me what you'd like to do first.
So starting at the top, all right, so hold on a second. Let me figure that. I got to decode this shit.
Yep.
So starting at the top. So if that's, so you figure you're working your way down, or is that up? Well, I guess I could try the different ways here. So if it's so there's 4 locks here. I'm gonna draw this out. Let's see here. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So that would be okay. All right. So let me do this. So it'll be the top lock first.
Okay.
All right. Then
So you go to slide the top lock, and it doesn't move.
Okay. So that one doesn't move. All right. So maybe it's reversed then. So let's try the bottom lock first.
The bottom lock moves.
All right. Bottom lock moves. So that's my 3. Now let's go to the top lock. Second.
Okay. So the top lock does not move.
The top lock does not move. What the fuck? So 3, 0, 1, 2. Man, that didn't work. Okay. So
you hear so while you're decoding this, you hear above you the sounds of what you'd probably say is 3 to 4 people, and you see some light kind of peeking through. If you look up at the ceiling, it's mostly stone, but there's some wood kind of peeking through, and you do see some light kind of leaking through. You also see some dust kind of falling from the ceiling. So there's people up there.
There's people up there. Yeah. So which means I need to get to this fast. All right, so the lock. All right, 3, 0, 1, 2. Shit. All right,
so you've moved the 4th positioned lock over. That opened up fine. The top one you tried to move. That one did not move.
All right, so let's move the one above the 3. Let's try that one.
That one does not move.
All right, so then the next one up.
That one moves. That one opens.
That one opens. And then, so then let's go to the one just below that, which we just tried.
So the one in the 3rd position?
Yep.
So you slide this open, and the entire, I don't know what you'd call it, but basically the faceplate holding all 4 of these sliders tilts forward, and the door slightly opens towards you.
Okay.
And you see a room through here. I'm only just opening the door, but you could do it however you'd like. But the door is now open.
Holy
shit. You brute force your way through that lock.
Okay. Ruh-roh. All right, so there's obviously a bunch of folks in here. This is not good. I see a devil woman and 2 people wearing a face masks.
Well, why don't you roll perception to see if you actually see anything here?
Obviously, they have COVID, so. All right.
Oh,
nice.
No problem. So you poke your head through, and actually, oddly enough, everybody kind of has their back turned away from you, and they're all staring at something kind of on a far wall, like it's a glowing circle of sorts.
Glowing circle.
Mm-hmm. Nobody with a natural 20, nobody seems to know that you are opening this door quite yet, or at least they haven't reacted.
Okay. So since everyone's attention is kind of towards that wall, I think what I want to do is kind of sneak my way in here, but stay along that bottom wall.
Okay. All right. So you move into the room.
Okay.
And immediately, everybody turns at you.
Oh.
And they smile. You know, some of them are wearing bandanas. Sure, it's just the icon.
Okay.
But there's multiple people in here, at least 7 or 8 different people, and they all look at you. They smile and they start clapping, and they say, "Nicely done, nicely done." And they say, "Could you have possibly messed up more?" and then the woman that's in the back, she kind of steps forward and she kind of does this with her finger and she points at the ceiling. She says, "Everybody, quiet for a minute." And you see her and she opens her hands like this, and the whole room goes silent for a second, and then sound returns, and she says, "All right, now we can talk." She you know, roll Arcana for me. You're good at that, I believe. Or no, Agnomeio is, but still, roll Arcana.
Agnomeio, yeah, Agnomeio's good at Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Apparently, so are you. You recognize this, you know, probably because of your skills. She basically casts silence on it's like a silence dome of sorts. Nobody can hear outside of this room.
It's the cone of silence.
So anyway, so she walks over to you and she kind of walks up and she says, "Alessio, welcome to the Thieves Guild. You've made it, although not without several issues."
Yeah, like I almost killed Snortimer, for God's sake.
We can take care of that, don't worry. We have the Adrian, who's the owner of the Tempest Traders. She says, we'll take care of her, don't worry. And you kind of look over and you see that glowing circle that was on the wall actually shows almost as if there was a camera following you. It's kind of showing the back of your head. So you get the feeling that they've been watching this entire thing through some sort of magical means. So anyway, she says, "Welcome to the guild hall. You've passed your second test, although, you know, something to be left to be desired. And I'd like to know a little bit more about you." So she kind of walks over here to the table and she motions for you to follow.
Okay.
And she snaps her fingers, and all of the bandits here, or the random people, they kind of leave the room.
Oh, man, she's got the power.
She's got the touch. So all right, well, she moves a little away from you. She says, "Oh, that was a little too close, but that's fine. You can sit down on the bench here." And she picks up a mug of you know, beer or whatever she's drinking, and she starts sipping on it, and she says,
"Dark ale."
she says, "I'd like to get to know a little bit more about you. Tell me first, why do you want to join the Thieves Guild?"
Why do I want to join the Thieves Guild? All right, so I have to kind of think of my backstory here, which is it's been a minute. But basically, I was born in a very small town called the Rift of Qualis, and I've always been protective of my family. My uncle, Gabriel, was part of the Thieves Guild, and he sent me on my quest here to join.
And did he tell you to look for me specifically?
No, he did not.
Okay. Well, that's good. So, what do you know of the Shadow of Brakoth?
I don't know much, but I do know they know of me, as I've gotten the messages.
Indeed. Well, your uncle sent word ahead for us to look after you. You, let's just say you're being interviewed because of his background. However, so far, I'll be honest, I'm not very impressed. You did well at Peerless Potables, but your stealth skills have a lot to be desired, and you are too quick to attack. So
What
let me.
do you mean? A pig tried to kill me.
Well, she says, let's consider this a teaching moment.
Okay.
What could you have done differently with the pig?
I could have possibly distracted the pig with food, other than trying to dodge it.
You took 2 days to get to this event. I know you were busy. We've heard about the owl bear, and that's very impressive. It's part of the reason that we're even having this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do to prepare for this mission?
I wasn't given much detail as to what I was supposed to do, but I trusted in the message, and I do feel a desire to follow in the path of my uncle Gabriel. That was really my driving factor into pursuing the guild.
All right. So you see her look down at her hand, and roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
So you notice there's a black ring on her finger, and there's a slight red glow to it. For just a split second, the black ring on her hand has these, what you would imagine kind of look like wings, or at least the engraving of wings around the outside of it. And she catches you looking at her ring, and she says, see, you're looking at my ring. This is a ring of Brakath, and each ring is unique, so everybody can kind of choose what they want it to look like at any given time. As you get further into the guild and do jobs for the guild and appease our patron, it will evolve, and it will grant you special boons. If you are to join the Thieves Guild, you will receive one of these rings, and it will help you. But there's still one more errand I need you to run. Are you interested in continuing?
I've come this far, haven't I?
Indeed. So, let me ask you a question. When you placed the stone in the Peerless photo...
This is worse than a job interview.
so when it's funny because I interview people fairly frequently. Sorry. When you went to the Peerless Potables to place the stone, tell me, what could you have done better?
Oh my God. That was a while back, man.
Yeah.
What could I have done better?
Do you recall how that went? Let's see.
I remember I dropped the... Didn't I make a distraction so I can hide the stone in the plant or something?
Correct. Yep. Well, you accused the shopkeeper of dropping something that he didn't drop.
Yeah.
And then you were like, hey, you dropped something. What did I drop? Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think to be a proper thief, what I need to do is plan my missions more accordingly, plan them better for all different outcomes and situations. It's something I've always been used to, flying by the seat of my pants and relying on my acrobatics and my intimidation skills rather than my planning skills. It's something I need to work on.
All right, you show promise. You can learn from your mistakes. All right, I will give you your third chance. In order to join the Thieves Guild, you must do 3 things. First, you must prove yourself through subterfuge, which is what you did at the Peerless Portable store. Next, you must show your ability through stealth. You were able to get here, which is an accomplishment. So we'll give you half credit on that. But your third goal is to steal. subterfuge, stealth, and steal. They are the tenets of the Thieves Guild. Tomorrow is Snortimer's birthday.
This is fucking big. I hope he doesn't remember that
I stuck him. He may. Your actions have consequences. Tomorrow is Snortimer's birthday. You must attend, and you must steal Snortimer's collar. Obviously, nobody can know you have it, or see you do it. If you accomplish this task, you'll earn your place here among us.
Okay. How would Alessio say it? Grazie, thy will be done.
I'll ask you one more time. Are there any more questions that you might want to ask about this job? Show me that you can learn.
Show me that you can learn. I need to know what is the true goal? What is the end game of the guild?
That's a very good question. For now, I'll answer that question with making gold. As you earn my trust, I'll answer the question more fully.
Okay. Making gold.
Making gold. So, you hear... you know what? Actually, roll perception for me.
Okay.
$21.
I'm so perceptive right now.
you hear what could... Yeah, I know, your heightened senses. You hear what could only be described as a roar. Sounds draconic. Sounds terrifying. And it's coming just to the north. Right, basically past her.
Okay. I ask her, what was that?
Do you want to know? Do you really want to know?
I do.
Okay. So she stands up and she walks towards the door and she opens it and walks through. She kind of motions for you to follow.
I follow.
All right. Inside the cell that is in front of you, there's a pile of hay on the ground, a bedroll, and a large dragonborn that you know, named Vultha, the owner of Peerless Potables. And she says, the stone that you planted brought to light some interesting information about Vultha here. Vultha, sorry. He has been working with some of our adversaries, and he'll be punished. That's the noise you heard.
He'll be punished?
Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you cross the guild.
Well, may I ask what he did?
Absolutely. He has been selling Nightshade to people who would potentially use it against us.
So
Vultha, as she says this, Vultha actually kind of runs up, or I mean, he doesn't have much room to move, but he walks up to the bars and he grabs them, and he yells and says, "It's not true."
Oh my God, this is like awesome. All right, it's not true. So I actually looked to...
I'm sorry, her name is Nexori.
Nexori.
Naxori.
I looked to Nexori and I asked her, what proof do you have that he was going to use, that he was going to go against the guild?
We have been listening to his shop. We've been listening through the stones that you provided, and we heard him meeting with people and selling them the Nightshade. The evidence is very incriminating.
What is to become of him?
It depends on what our patron decides and deems worthy. But it is not something I think you'd like to see. Vutha steps back and he sits on the ground as she says that. He's looking much more defeated at those words.
So what you're saying, Nexori, is that he's going to die?
Perhaps. Sometimes death is not the only way somebody can be useful or pay for their crimes.
So he could still live and help the guild?
Perhaps.
Okay.
All right. She's very, not too, well, not very subtly. She is starting to kind of walk towards you as if ushering you out of the room.
Okay.
It's your decision if you want to let her, but.
Part of me wants to talk to the Dragonborn.
I don't believe she's going to let you. I mean, put it this way. As I said, she's ushering you out of the room. If you're choosing not to, then it's fine. That's your call.
All right, I'll follow her out. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not messing with Horn Lady.
You both walk out of the room, and she shuts the door behind you.
Okay.
And she says, "Do not let that be a dissuasion from your goals. Just know that there are penalties for crossing us."
Noted, Nexori.
All right. So, yes. Okay. So you have your next goal. Now you need to leave.
Oh God! Now I got to find my way out of here.
So she motions for you. She says, "Do you trust?" Well, I suppose you'd be a fool to trust me. Do you? You know what? How about this? And she just walks over, and she opens a door behind the fireplace here, and she places her hand through the fire and holds it there, and you see that she is not being burnt at all. And she says, "If you'd like to leave, you can take this exit. It will bring you up behind the Drunken Seal Inn."
All right, and I say to her, "Thank you for the opportunity. I'll see you soon."
All right.
And I exit through the magical fireplace.
Fireplace door.
Diagonally.
I love it. All right, so you basically this scene over. So you end up coming out behind the Drunken Seal Inn, and what would you like to do? Do you want to go to your room? Do you want to do anything else? It's completely up to you.
So am I outside the building now?
Yes. So let me kind of place you down on the map where it would make sense. So,
okay. Okay.
Actually, you'll kind of like this. So the music stopped, but so up near this tree that's here, there's actually kind of a hidden, covered over by leaves, little trap door. And as you open it, you peek around and don't spot any guards whatsoever, and you find your way out of the little trap door, and you are behind the Drunken Seal.
Okay. All right, so right behind there.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't make it dark time because it's just hard to see, but it's, let's see, you started at it actually hasn't been a super long time. It's probably only about 11 o'clock. The whole thing probably only took you about an hour.
Oh, all
maybe,
right. So
maybe less.
I wasn't as slow as Nexari thought I was. Okay, that's not terrible.
Well, the slowness was not the problem.
Yeah, the fact that I made noise with the poor pig, that was the other problem. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you roll sucky.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to do before we call it a session?
I would like to head back to the where I was with my group, and just kind of regroup and rest.
Okay, so you find yourself back up into your room. No problem. Although you did stick a pig, you avoided getting any sort of blood on yourself because you're just that good. And you're able to walk up through the tavern. People are still drinking, but it's only 11 o'clock. People are definitely still drinking. You find your way upstairs and you make your way back to your room and you sit on your bed and the rest of the night is yours.
Whew.
All right. Good job. Well,
yeah, that was quite the adventure. It was very a lot of quick decisions to be made. But
yeah, that was fun. I liked that a lot, actually.
That was awesome, man.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you had fun. So everybody, thank you very much for joining us here on Dungeons and Drams. I hope that you enjoyed your drinks with us, and I hope that you join us again next week, where the group will regroup outside of the Temple of Uros, roughly about 12 hours earlier. So I'll give a quick recap during our next episode, and I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Here's to staying in the dark.
Darkness.